Yes, guys, we are back with a new video. We saw a lot of good reactions on our first two videos on this YouTube channel, where we kind of do case studies of one of our stores. And today we decided to break down one of our biggest stores and one of our biggest successes, honestly. We're talking about a 0 to 40K days in a month with Google Dropshipping. This is fashion dropshipping, keep that in mind. But yeah, it's true, we managed to scale a store from 0 to 40K days in a month, which is pretty impressive in my opinion. This is not the usual case study. Like, this is honestly like a pretty rare occurring. We don't have this often, but sometimes we have it. We try and pump like 1 to 5 stores every week, and maybe 2 of those will get GMC approved, and let's say 1 out of 10 will have a case study like this. So we're doing a breakdown from one of our biggest stores ever. I hope you guys enjoy this. So let's dive straight into it. This is going to be an uncut video, so I'm not going to edit or use some fancy effects. Like, this is just a pure raw Loom video for you guys to watch along and hopefully learn something. Here, as a reference, you can see we started the store, let's say September 28th, and October 26th, we were at 40K days, or let's say like here it's 39, 38. But if we go further, currently it is, let's see, 8 November. I think the store is doing 35 to 40K days consistently. So that's pretty nice. I'll dive into the P&L and the AOV and conversion rate in a bit. I'll explain everything has to do with the store, to the GMC, to upsells we've added, email marketing, after sale funnels, everything you need to know, and how we managed to get to this result, because honestly, there is a lot that comes to it, but most of it, honestly, we share in our AB Inner Circle. I'll drop a link below if you want to join or check it out. It's pretty much a small group of people. It's a Discord server and a school community where we honestly share all our strategies, all our plugs, all our connections. Like here, for example, in the Discord, which is a private Discord, I think there's currently around 98 members in it, so it's pretty exclusive, pretty small. It doesn't cost much, honestly. It's like $250 a month. You can cancel at any time, but we offer meta insiders for ad approvals, Google GMC insiders for unbans, Google ads. So we give literally access to our media buyer, pre-approved Google stores if you want to have a head start with a store. Banking solutions, payment processing, Trustpilot reviews, Hong Kong company, anything you would need, honestly, to succeed in e-com. All our plugs that we use day to day, we literally just give them to you for free. Here are some results, because I see people like, okay, it sounds cool, you give all your plugs, but what am I going to get out of it? Well, for example, 10K days, first ever GMC approval, 200K in a month, one he didn't even reach 100K before, 3K days, 4K, 5K days, 100K months. Like, there's so many people reaching results once they joined, and honestly for us that's so nice to have a little group, because we also learn from it. If we have a little problem, we share it in the group and people can help us. We're helping people. Archer and me are active in it. Also, there's quite a bit of modules available about Meta and Google. Yeah, just have a look. I'm not going to go too deep into it. A full Google course with, let's say, 8 videos, how to dominate in Q4, Andromeda, fully open, explains all the recordings to the group calls and strategy calls that you can hit us up at any time. So yeah, if you're interested, I'll drop a link below, but let's dive straight into this video because that's what you guys really want. So how did we manage to scale from 0 to 40K days within a month? Honestly, it was, I could talk of luck, because what we try and do is we try and pump out as many Google stores as possible every week. Google is a numbers game, so the more stores you're pumping out, the more you will get GMC approved and get scaling. Let's say we try and get 1 out of 5 stores GMC approved every week. Out of that, let's say 1 every few weeks, we will manage to scale to 10K days or beyond. But here, this one's a pretty particular case study, 40K days. Here you can see pretty much like at the start, the AOV was quite inconsistent. Let's say it was chilling around 50. But then with all the changes that we do, and I'll go over them literally in a minute, with all the changes and adjustment that we did, we managed to get it to a consistent 76 euros average order value, which is pretty decent in my opinion. For Google, we always try and keep our conversion rate between 1.5 and 2. Anything above that is honestly very good, but we always try and keep the sweet spot between 1.5 and 2, because the more sessions you will get, the lower obviously the conversion rate will be. But here you can see it was quite inconsistent at the start, but then we managed to get it pretty consistent between 1.5 and 2. At the start, you will see that it's probably above 2 because the sessions you're getting are pretty qualified and will convert most likely. But the more you pump in budgets, the more consistent this will be. So 1.68 is honestly pretty good. If you're also focusing on AOV, that's the thing with Google, honestly. Like what we've seen, we try and focus a bit less on conversion rate, but focus a bit more on LTV and AOV. So 76 AOV is pretty fucking decent. How we managed to get that is by having upsells in our cards, email marketing, and our after sell, which honestly brings most of the back-end revenue. Here's a little P&L sheet. So we launched the store here 1 September. Obviously pretty inconsistent at the start. Got some GMC disapprovals in this whole time. So it pretty much took like, let's say a month before it got profitable. Like here you start seeing the first profitable days. Keep in mind there's transaction fees, ad spend, everything. ROAS still quite inconsistent. First profitable day was here 16. So after half a month, we managed to get our first profitable day, but still inconsistent. But then if we dive into October, this is where things really started changing, because here we got the store approved. No changes on the website. So the website was pretty simple, like pretty plain, black add to cart button, no urgencies, no offer, no discounts. But after a month, you can start adding urgencies. Urgencies like almost sold out or in stock, ready to be shipped. Under the add to cart button, you can maybe add shipped within 1 to 2 days, fast delivery. What else can you add? Maybe if you have real Trustpilot reviews, you can also display them. Don't display fake Trustpilot review because that can lead to a GMC misrepresentation. But after a month, your GMC is pretty warmed up. It's spending quite consistently. And we've already been through, let's say, 2 misrepresentations. One website needs improvements. So that's the moment when you can really start adding urgencies and push those budgets. So here you see October was pretty consistent, profitable, where we hit our first ever 32K day, 37K day, with a pretty consistent ROAS of 2.5, sometimes 4, sometimes 3. Pretty high profit margins, 32 profit, 36, 40. Because honestly, like with Google, like we used to do Meta. And the reason why we switched to Google, well, mostly to Google, because we also do Meta stores still. But what we see with Google is we can pretty much relax way more. Like we have to be less focused in the front end, and we can spend way more time in the back end, increasing all those small details like AOV, profit margins, discussing with the suppliers for better payment terms. All those things come into play if you want to reach these kind of numbers, because you might see here like, okay, 40K days is quite fun. You can hit that pretty easily with Meta. That's true. But with what, let's say, I forgot how to say it, like with what effect, like you will have probably Shopify blocks, you will have holds, you will have all this. And to this day, we are still running Shopify payments. That's because we scale slow on purpose. But the reason we do that is to keep our Shopify payments safe, to make sure that our profit margins are always on point. So here you can see like we always try and reach between 25 and 35%. So here you can see it's pretty consistent, 36, 27, 32. This is really fucking good. Cost of goods, 27%, which is our, like what we try and reach, obviously. Sometimes we have it around 30, but what we try and discuss with our supplier is that if we have a product which sells more than 5 times a day, our customer service automatically will pick that up and transfer it to our account manager from day one. and they will ask better price for it. So once the item sells 5 times or more every day, we will ask a better price. So our cost of goods decreases, and most likely that will become a bestseller. So we're pretty early on decreasing that price. So when we start scaling the product on Google, when it starts picking up most of the spend, we will have the best prices already, and we will have the highest profit margins. That's pretty much how we manage to get these profit margins around 30%. But that's the nice thing with Google. You can focus on those things instead of having to find 5 products a day, launching them, adjusting the budget. Really, there comes a lot of time and effort into Meta. On our biggest Google stores, we also do Meta, but we look at it as like an add-on to create even more traffic, retargeting, because obviously like a simple example, like for example, if you start looking up baby products on Google, you should try it honestly yourself. Like when you look up baby products on Google, try and come to Meta a day after. You will see that you will get ads about baby products, baby food, baby clothes, everything. Like, I'm not an expert into this. I have never worked at Meta or Google, but I know for sure they're sharing data between each other, between your search terms and then the ads on your Meta page. So if you're doing Google, what I would advise you is once you have urgencies on your website, you have an offer, let's say currently it is, 8 November. I think most of our stores are running a pre-Black Friday sale or early access Friday sale, whatever you want to call it. That's honestly a strong offer that you can also use on Meta. And that's the moment when we decide to also add Meta to our Google store once there's some urgencies and all that. Obviously, you don't want to add Meta at the start of a Google store because it's going to be pretty plain. There's not going to be an urgency. Meta is pretty push advertising, so you really need to convince someone from stop scrolling and buy in my store now. With Google, people are already looking for your product, so they will most likely convert already without even needing urgencies. Obviously, they can help, but they are not mandatory. So that's kind of the time when we would add Meta to a store, but honestly, we would only launch like collection pages, collection ads, and that's it. But yeah, these are P&L sheets. I'm not going to dive too deep into it because honestly, it's pretty straightforward. Here, 1K day on the 1st of October and then 32K day on the 27th of October. Cost of goods included, ad spend included. I think we started adding Meta at the start of November, so you won't see any ad spend here yet. We also add Pinterest, which is a pretty good extra add-on to a Google store. So we're really talking about omni-channel advertising here. We have Pinterest on one side, Meta on one side, and in the middle we have Google, which brings most of the revenue, obviously. All the plugs that we use for this, so our media buy for Google, our media buy for Pinterest, we all provide them in the inner circle. So again, if you're interested in that, make sure to join or comment on this video if you have any questions. I'll go deeper into them. I'm not going to dive too deep into backend and how we do all of that because we already made a video last week about it. I'll put it also in the description, or you can just find it on our YouTube channel. But this is really just more like a raw case study. I saw that you guys liked it a lot, so we were like, okay, you know what? Let's break down one of our biggest stores actually, and be fully transparent here. So here you can see, for example, 5th of September, we got our first presentation in. We managed to fix it pretty quickly because we have 2 types of insiders. One who can see internally, okay, what's going on, how can we fix it, and then one who can literally just press approve. Most of our stores will use the first option because it's cheaper, but if we have a store which has momentum and is spending a lot, obviously we want to have it fixed as soon as possible, so we'll hit up the more expensive option, which literally just presses approve internally, which is pretty funny. But yeah, that's about GMC Insiders. We have all of those plugs also in the AB inner circle if you want. But how did we manage to get our AOV up, and what are the daily AB tests that we're running? So here I put a bit of screenshots. This screenshot is from Upcard app. It's a card app we use on all of our stores. We used to use AMP slide card, but we've seen way better results with Upcard. First of all, it loads it loads quicker, it just looks cleaner, and the upsells are way cleaner in my opinion. Here you can see just from the Upcard upsells. So what I mean with that is, you have the at the card button, and above that we always add a section like something like others also bought, or you'll also love these. The same section that we also add on our product page right under the description. This way, if someone has the intention to buy more, for example, like I just bought a summer dress, what other summer dresses do they have? Well, with UpCart, you can literally show them related summer dresses in the cart app. So if they're trying to check out, they will see, oh, damn, they have a similar summer dress, which I like a lot. And they will most likely also add it to cart. So you have, instead of one item purchase, you have two. Little orange juice sip. So here you can see, for example, in one day we managed to add an extra 450 to our AOV, and this is just upsells. So from the cart itself, someone was going to check out, but then he was like, oh wait, shit, I can add another item. And with our combined stacking discounts, so buy 2 products 10% extra, buy 3 products 15% extra, 4 20, 5 25, and above that 25% extra, we will see that people will sometimes add to cart an extra item. It's pretty inconsistent because obviously that's part of the game. But also one thing I want to introduce you guys to is every store that starts doing numbers will get an automatic notification, or if you don't get the notification, you can go into Shopify support and request it, a free Shopify trial for 2 months. So I announced this in the AB Inner Circle, but I'll also be transparent with you guys now. We enabled it a week ago, start of November, because that's when we see in Q4 the most money is being made in e-commerce. So it's also the best time to activate this free Shopify Plus trial on your store. What will it give you? It will give you better transaction fees, so lower ones, and it will allow you to customize the checkout. Why is customizing the checkout so interesting? Because you can add this beauty. What is this beauty? It's an upsell called insured shipping, which we add in the checkout, and it will be automatically activated. So once someone is in the checkout, let's say his average order value is 80 euros. If he's going to go to checkout, an automatic upsell of insured shipping will be activated, which is around 3 euros. And it's like insured shipping, like make sure your package is protected against theft, against like if it gets broken or something. We added it 8 days ago. So currently it's 8 November, we activated 1 November. And as you can see here, it already added an extra 7.6K to our net sales. So this is literally just net profit. We're literally just selling air pretty much. And yeah, that's one of the ways we managed to get an extra 1K net profit in our pockets every day just by adding this add-on. And as you can see here, I took this screenshot today. We still have 51 days to go, which is pretty sick. So the whole Q4 we will be running with Shopify Plus on our biggest stores to really squeeze the orange and get most of the net profit out of it. One of the other things I want to break down for you guys. So here you can see 26 October, 41K day, 482 orders in one day on one of our stores, 4% returning customer rate. I think we added email marketing pretty late on this store. Otherwise, we will always be around 6 to 7% returning customer rates. But yeah, that's to give you guys a little image. I think as of today, we're currently doing around 70 to 80K days. So this is one of the stores, but we have, I think, in total 12 stores going from 0 to 1K days, 5K days, 1 store, 10K days. So we try and like have as many stores as possible, spending daily in ad spend and adding up to those big stores, because obviously those small stores can also grow into bigger stores. Maybe they're slower, but they will get there eventually. Because that's the nice thing about Google. Once you have your backend in place, honestly, the only thing that's holding you back from doing 0 to 10 or 50K days is more stores. Try and focus on different markets. We focus on whole Europe, and sometimes we try and add a big 5 market to it. One of our favorites market is obviously Germany, Switzerland, Netherlands is pretty nice. Also, if you can provide ideal, Poland with Blick and P24. USA is pretty big, but hard to get GMC approved, so wouldn't advise that good to get as your first GMCs. UK also a nice market, but also again harder market to get your GMC approved. So yeah, up to you. Honestly, you can scale in any market. We have a store in every market, 1 or 2 stores. The only markets that we're not fan of is France and Italy. We just don't see much buying power there. We hear people scaling there, but honestly, we've never seen success there. And we're not going to waste our time in getting a whole store built, GMC approved, and all that for a market like that. We rather put our time into markets that have proven to give us results in the past. So yeah, to go more deeper into email marketing, when do we add email marketing to one of our stores is when we reach our first, let's say 2-3K days. That's when we're going to start considering adding email flows. Email flows, as in you can see here, we have quite a lot, but you can get started with a simple post-purchase flow. You can get started with abandoned cart flow, abandoned checkout flow. After a week, send another offer to your person. For example, if you're doing Black Friday sale, you can add an early access VIP list sale or something like that. You can be very creative, honestly. If you're wondering how do I get all these ideas, we don't use ChatGPT a lot. We use Cloud AI. Why Cloud AI? Because it can be a bit more unethical sometimes. So don't get this from me, but we love Cloud AI. You can also share knowledge from certain chats with each other. You can build projects in Cloud AI, so pretty nice. Just look it up, cloud.ai. Pretty nice AI tool, in my opinion. We also run email campaigns. Once a store starts doing 5K days consistently, that's the moment when we will start adding email campaigns. So we work with an email agency, which you can also hook us up in the AP Inner Circle. We can hook you up with that. As you can see, like at the start, we don't like to add the email pop-up on the product page. Why is that? Because when people are shopping on Google, they see the product feed, they click on it. You don't want to like disrupt them from their buying intention with an email pop-up. So we always disable it on the product page. Where do we enable it? We enable it on the collection page and on the home page. That's the only two places where we will enable it, and obviously on the other page like About Us and all that shit. But most importantly, homepage and collection page, we try and add it on there. Why? Because when someone clicks on your product on Google Shopping, most likely they already have interest in buying. You don't need to give them an extra 10% discount or welcome discount because they already have the intention of buying. And if you're going to put that pop-up in their face, you might be like, okay, you might be getting an email from them, like they might sign up for your email list, but then they're going to go to their email, they're going to look for the code, where is the 10% discount? And if there is some random error happening, like the email doesn't get sent, or they get a random WhatsApp message, or they get distracted by an Instagram reel that their best friend sent them, they will not convert anymore in your store. So that's why once someone is on store, we want to keep them on our store. So we're not going to push them with a pop-up in their face straight on the product page. So that's why you might see that we don't have many recipients yet, but we're building that list up because obviously people who place a purchase, we're more interested in the emails that we get from purchases. So once someone places an order, obviously that their email will also get into the email list. And that's when we will start sending them emails. Obviously also in the checkout, if they're high intentional buying and they put in their email, but they end up not buying, well, obviously you still have their email. And that's also when you can spam them with a post-purchase or an abandoned cart, abandoned checkouts, all those kind of flows. Our email agency also provided us with Q4 flows, so Black Friday, pre-Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, New Year's, all those flows. They have a whole package for us that we deployed on all of our biggest stores, which was an investment, but it's going to pay off because obviously if your store is Black Friday related and your email flows are also Black Friday related, they will convert like a bomb. So really this Q4 we set as a goal to hit 100K day, and to reach to that point, it's all these small details. You might be wondering like, yeah, but email marketing and all these like small upsells and off the sell and whatever is not going to bring like from 0 to 10K days. But trust me, it will. Every extra euro you can put into a customer is an extra euro you're going to put in your pocket. So you really want to squeeze the orange to the max. And that's how also we managed to scale in Denmark to 20K days, how we managed to scale in Switzerland to 10K days, in Germany to 10 to 20K days. We scale in every market just by applying this whole strategy. And I'm literally just breaking it down for you guys. I know a lot of people don't even reach this part of the video, so that's why I'm leaving the sauce for the end. But yeah, let's dive more deep into after sale. This is a really big one. As you can see here, the last 30 days, you can see like we make pretty much from 1K to 2K every day just from after sale. So what is after sale? When someone places an order, instead of showing the thank you page straight away, we will show them an upsell. So what we do sometimes is we A/B test it for every market is different. So you have the option between a single product and a multi-product upsell. So in some markets we see that an automatic upsell with the same product with a cheaper price and a different color can work better than a multi-product upsell where you show related products as a collection in the after sell page. Give me a second. So that's pretty much what we do. We A/B test it. So in after sell app, you can set up an A/B test in literally 2 clicks. And also what we do is the thank you page. So that's something people usually forget. There's not only the one-click upsell that's really interesting. It's also the thank you page. So what we're going to do is on the checkout page, you have, when someone places an order, they're going to see the automatic upsell if they checked out using credit card or Visa. If they use any kind of local payment methods or PayPal, they will not see the one-click upsell, but they will see the thank you page. So that's why you see, obviously it's not much, but it's a little extra every month that we literally get from showing people upsells on the thank you page. So that's also something you can set up in after sell, and 99% of people don't even do this, but we managed to find this out. Another upsell you can do, I actually forgot to put a screenshot here, is if you're using Parcel Panel, you will see, and that's something we saw by doing a store overview. Every Monday, we try and put in our to-do list in this book, like a GMC overview and a store overview, looking, okay, what are the stats, where are the most sessions going, what are our best sellers? And what we saw is there's a lot of sessions going to the parcel tracker panel because of people. If you have a store scaling, you're going to get a lot of orders. People are going to look up their package. But what we found out is in Parcel Panel, you can also enable upsells. So they have a section literally built in where they're going to show on the Parcel Panel tracking page, or where you see like, oh, your package is on the way. You will also provide them with upsells. And we saw that converts also quite a lot. So that's another added revenue to already existing customers that you're going to do. So we have thank you page, one-click upsell. Here you can see the upsell machine. I did a full breakdown of our after sell funnel in the A/B Inner Circle if you want to check that out. But that's sauce I'm not going to reveal here because otherwise everyone will copy this. So that's that for it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, it may sound very simple, but there is a lot that comes to it from scaling a store from 0 to 40K days. Or I could give another example like 0 to 10K, 0 to 20, 0 to 5, whatever. This is how we managed to do it. All these small details and retargeting campaigns, Pinterest, Meta, Google in the middle as our main traffic provider. All that brings in revenue. Then we have also backend revenue from email marketing, after sell. We really provide you with all the plugs, all the videos on how we do this. So if you found this video pretty interesting, we have way more like these in the A/B Inner Circle. It's only $250 a month, but the value you get from it is honestly insane. If we would have had this a year ago when we first started e-commerce, our first ever store, we had to find this out all ourselves by making mistakes, losing money, paying for one-on-one calls, paying for coachings, whatever. We did it all. But now we decided to make a school community, which hopefully will become the most valuable and raw school community out there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's pretty raw, unedited. I see here 28 minutes of pure raw yapping, honestly. If you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you want to check out the A/B Inner Circle, link will be down below, where we go deeper into this. Weekly group calls also. We sometimes try to get a guest speaker. So last week we had a Google employee who came to talk about some secret sauce about media buying and GMC fixes. Also a step-by-step plan on how to get your GMC approved. We also had someone really meta related who does 1 million months with only single products and a few collections. So that's also pretty interesting. All those call recordings are available to rewatch. But yeah, leave a comment, subscribe, leave a like, and see you guys in the next video. Peace out.